Neri Zilber is a journalist and adjunct fellow at the Washington Institute for Near East Policy. He joins us live from Tel Aviv. Neri, to your mind, what is the most likely outcome here?
Well, as you mentioned, Netanyahu had a month to try to form a government. He did not succeed. His deadline expired yesterday midnight. And so now the parties will revert back to the president, and the president will most likely task Yair Lapid, head of the centrist Yesh Atid party, with forming a government. And he will have 28 days to try to cobble together what they're calling a unity government with Naftali Bennett in some power-sharing arrangement. That's the most likely scenario in the immediate term. But there are obstacles to the formation of that kind of unity government. And the first step will be really Yair Lapid getting the mandate from the president today.
How do two opposing parties come together when they have such different ideologies? Is that going to be an effective government, even if they can form, even if they do get enough seats in the Knesset?
Well, it's a well-taken question. I think the animating ideology for most of the parties, potential parties in the unity government, will be to unseat Netanyahu and to send Netanyahu finally into opposition after 12 straight years of his rule. So that will be the motivating rationale. But you're correct. This unity government will span from the far-right pro-settler parties to left-wing pro-peace parties. They will likely put aside any real ideological differences in policy priorities and focus on three main issues, which will be economic recovery, health coming out of the coronavirus, and really improving the overall governance and unity of the country coming out of Netanyahu's really divisive rule, especially in recent years.
And while all those machinations are going on, Netanyahu remains in power. How controversial and potentially damaging is that for Israel, given he has these corruption charges hanging over his head?
Well, I think the real point and perhaps danger is that between today, when Lapid may get the mandate, and when a unity government will be formed, is what Netanyahu is liable to do, primarily politically and in terms of public pressure on certain right-wing allies. I'm not saying it could be a repeat of Donald Trump after November of last year and the riot on the Capitol in early January, but perhaps something similar, urging his followers to the streets in a last-bid, desperate attempt to foil this unity government. So it is quite a concern, but first and foremost, the anti-Netanyahu parties have to actually come to agreement.
And it is not going to be an easy task. Neri Zilber, thank you for joining us from Tel Aviv.